What's up, y'all? Like, what is up, y'all? This is a very much awaited video. I'm sitting on the couch now because I want it to be a little more homey. I got my wine here. I was originally gonna wait, but I'm like, I feel like even though I tell y'all my feelings, I never really answer questions that y'all be asking. Like, I tell y'all what I want to tell y'all, but I never say what's behind it. This is all questions. Hair, just every little thing that I may have not gotten to. Freaking 41 questions, that's crazy. We're gonna get into it like a pruitt. Okay, we're gonna start off with hair so we can get hair out the way because y'all always got questions on hair and I don't mind, trust me, I don't mind at all, but I just want to get out the way so that y'all know y'all don't gotta go searching through the questions list. So first question, how often do you wash your locks? Does your wash routine, can I read? Let's start with some reading is fundamental. Okay, how often do you wash your locks? Does your wash routine change with the seasons? What are your go-to wash products? Do you dry your locks under the dryer? So how long do they take to dry? Okay, so boom, this is great because the last time I answered these questions, my hair was about down to my butt. So now we can update y'all. Boom. So how often do I wash my locks? Every 7 to 10 days. Does your wash routine change with the seasons? No, my hair stays the same no matter what the weather is, so I don't change it throughout the seasons. And then what are your go-to wash products? Actually, I make my wash products. Unless I'm putting henna in my hair, I will use the Jamaican and Lime conditioner because I haven't made my own conditioner just yet. But I make my own lock wash products. Literally about 75% of the products I use are products that I made. Do you dry your locks under the dryer? I used to before I had my hair bleached, but because I'm staying away, I'm treating my locks now like starter locks ever since the bleach damage. So now, no. I just, what's that thing called? I just air dry it. And how long does it take to dry? Air drying it, bro, a good amount of time. Under a dryer, it'll probably take like an hour and a half at the most. I love sitting on the dryer. That's my issue. I love sitting under the dryer, but I don't anymore. You can dry your hair with cool air, which will probably actually be the thing that takes an hour and 30 minutes, but I don't. Y'all, I came a long way from my bleach lock video now. Y'all really asked some really nice questions in this video. Okay, hey girl, I love your videos and your locks look so good. Thank you. I want to ask, have you always done interlocking on your locks? Yes. I got the professionally retwisted once when I was out of town just cause. Regretted it, okay, because I felt like my locks were so different ever since then. But every single time I've done my hair, outside of that one time, I've interlocked my hair every single go round. Babes, hair tips. Love your hair even when it's not. If you're talking about locks or even just natural hair, love your hair even when it's not done, okay? Because that's your hair. You know, I come on here and I look like this for my content videos, but if y'all see my vlogs most of the time, I do not be putting an edge control in, nothing. Like only if I'm going out or really trying to pop out, but I've learned to love my hair even when it's not all the way done because I feel like it still looks kind of good. It be looking good and then you know it looks good because folks be like, oh my gosh, I love your hair. Oh my gosh, I love your hair. Oh my gosh, I love your hair. And it's like, dang, this whole time I'm thinking my hair looks like this. No, love your hair no matter what stage it's in. I don't care if you got little tiny starter locks, love your hair in that stage because that's what brings character. Seeing somebody's locks grow is so beautiful because like you see in 1 month and then the next month you're like, wait a minute, are you a chia pet? Like, boom. Don't worry about your hair growing because hair grows. It's mostly genetics and like some of how you take care of it, what you're using. But unless you're lacking in nutrients, unless you're lacking in certain like oils and things like that, your hair is gonna grow. Those are the only tips. I know those weren't like logistic tips and things like that. Also, don't switch between interlocking and retwisting. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about that. That's the last tip. Do not switch between maintenance methods. Do you use rose water for your locks and what products do you recommend? Yes, I use like a rose water. I make it myself. So it's like a blend. What products do you recommend? Get yourself a clarifying shampoo. Neutrogena has one. Definitely recommended, because if you're looking for a deep clean, like an apple cider vinegar type clean, get yourself a clarifying shampoo. It's definitely worth it. Do it once a month or once every 2 months. Your locks will be nice. You won't be having to worry about the buildup and all of that. So tap in. I know I keep looking in the back. It's because my reflection, I'm like trying to check low key. Oh, somebody asked me this. Do you regret taking out your extensions? I did not have extensions, y'all. That was all natural. And listen, my hair has grown to like the bottom of my back twice. That was all natural. Those were not extensions, trust me. If those were extensions, I would have them in back now. And I don't know if they could really do extensions on my locks. You'd have to get like a little tiny thin extension. So no, I don't do extensions. That's all for the hair questions. Of course, if you have any other questions on hair, you can reach me at my Twitter, which will be on the screen, or you could just comment below. I'll just do it again. I'm not gonna do another Q&A about my locks. Okay, cool. How old are you, beautiful? Thank you for the compliment. I'm 22. How do you feel now since you moved to Atlanta? Would you move again back to Florida? If not, where? Now? Thanks for asking now, because if you would have asked me 2 months ago or 3 months ago, I would have rolled my eyes at you. How do I feel ever since I moved to Atlanta? Like I'm exactly where I need to be. One thing about it, 2 things for sure, 17 things for certain. Would you move again? Most definitely, yes. Keep in mind, y'all, if Lord wills, I will be moving again. And not just once, a lot of times. I see myself moving. Would I ever move back to Florida? Maybe. I feel like Florida is a really good place to raise a family. If you want to retire, Florida is one of those places to retire. Hopefully they don't turn Tampa into the next Atlanta, like a mini Atlanta. Let's just keep it cute, Florida. Thanks. Just because y'all won the Super Bowl, let's just keep it cute. If not back to Florida, where would I move? As crazy as this sounds, Michigan. I'd move to Michigan because I feel like that's a good place to raise a family as well. So, boom. What are changes you noticed about yourself since moving? I definitely learned about forgiveness, still learning, of course. Definitely learned how to be more consistent. Definitely learned how to step out my comfort zone. And definitely learned that I like being around people. You know, I like people. I like being around people. I don't want to be alone all the time. Like it just, I noticed a lot of self-improvement changes. Like I'm stepping into more grown woman, and I was always kind of childish, y'all. I noticed so much about just my academics, period. Like I knew I was smart, but I never really applied myself. And now like this year, I really apply myself and I feel like, whoa. Tips for moving by yourself. Tips for moving by yourself is just to always respect your place. You know, always respect your place. Don't just bring anybody in your spot. Don't just let anything slide in your spot. Don't build bad habits in your place, because that's you. That's your safe haven. That's where you go to be at peace. So don't bring anything that's not peaceful into your spot. Be picky. Be picky. You're living in that place. It's a lease. You don't want to be sad waiting for your lease to be up. Be picky with your place. Be picky with your space, because that is the place that no matter what the heck is going on outside these walls, you could come here and wind down. So you don't want to be unhappy here. Why did I move to Atlanta? I think God brought me here. I'm not playing. I was originally going to go to Orlando, y'all. Had no business going to Orlando. Didn't know why I wanted to go to Orlando. I just wanted to move somewhere. I decided, since I didn't know, I prayed and I was like, God, I don't know where I want to go. Just lead me there. And I kept getting messages about Orlando. And then I got news while I was in Orlando visiting, looking at colleges. I got really good news that solidified the fact that I'm meant to move here. And hindsight, I used to be like, God, what the heck are you talking about? I'm like, God, was that you or was that the enemy? Like, please let me know. But now I'm like, okay. In the long scope, I actually moved here to go to college. Like, I moved here to go to a different college because I was at community college, but I didn't want to go to college in Florida. What do you look for in a friend? How do you go about opening up to make new friends? I look for in a friend, just honesty. You know, that's the biggest thing. And I think, like, I have been a bad friend before. And so in, like, me coming into terms with the fact that I was a bad friend, I took a note of all those things that I didn't do. And I think now that I'm older and I value friendship so much, I really like look for being able to communicate, like being able to say what's on your mind. I look for being able to solve problems without just throwing it out the window, which is a problem I had too. I look for honesty, loyalty. Calling somebody a friend is a lot for me. The people that I consider my friends, like we're basically family. And you know, we love each other. You know, of course it takes time, but when I look for like a true friend, like I look for that, like unconditional, not even unconditional love, but like you F with me unconditionally. Like you're not messing with me because I have this or I have that. You mess with me because of who I am. I look for friendships rooted in God. Like I want God to send me my friends. You know, like how do you go about opening up to make new friends, girl? I don't know, because I only made one new friend ever since my opening up stage. It was because we have the same class together. But I would say just opening up wise, just be who you are. If you know who you are, be who you are, because eventually the true you will come out if you're faking it, and you will attract people like you, even if you're hiding who you are. I feel like for me in this journey, I'm learning how to just be myself for real. And then do you regret taking out your extensions? You said, have you ever had trust issues with your friend even though they never told you secrets? Even though they have never told you secrets. Maybe you're saying your secrets. Have I ever had trust issues with a friend even though, yes, but let me tell you why. Because I hate to bring up the past, but I had real bad trust issues in general. I always felt like even when somebody was being nice, it was because they always wanted something out of it. So as a result, like I always looked at friendships, people, my family, anybody, as if they always had bad intentions for whatever reason. So that's the only reason why I had trust issues, but never because of anything that my friends did. And I always peep certain stuff. Like I know sometimes when I'm being like paranoid, but sometimes I do be peeping, and those people are not my friends anymore. What did your last relationship teach you? You know when to go. That's my last relationship taught me. When you gotta go, you gotta go. When you get that first leave, you leave. Because your body is not, if you're in a mature relationship, your intention will not be to leave, but to work out the problems that you have. But there's certain problems where it's like you have to leave. You know, people will treat you how they feel about you, and you can't listen to their excuses because it's not going to do anything for you but keep you miserable. When it's time to go, you go, and you deal with that pain of leaving. You know that that's the best thing you will ever do for yourself. And when you go, you don't worry about what's behind you. You focus on looking beyond and looking forward every time. So that's what I really learned in my last relationship. Are you dating anyone? Why or why not? No, I'm not dating anyone. Why am I not dating anyone? Because folks don't be worth it, y'all. Folks don't be worth it no more. Like it's crazy because I realized my worth so much in the past like 2 months, which is crazy to say. I don't even attract the same toxic people that I did. I don't attract the same people that were on nothing like I used to. And so now I'm attracting less people because I gotta be honest, a lot of the people that are out there, y'all, they're not on nothing. And I hate to say that. They're not on anything. And I don't mean money-wise. I don't mean what you own. I just mean up here. You know, so I don't attract those people who look at me for certain things because I just carry myself a certain way and move a certain way and I feel a certain way and I act a certain way. So yeah, if I date anyone, it'd have to be a friend. Like we'd have to be friends first. And maybe that's why, like, I want to get to know someone without them knowing that they actually really like me. I want to get to know someone like for who they are before the crush season starts, so that by the time the crush season comes, we're just like best friends dating now. What do you look for in a man / husband? God, and that's it. If he is rooted in God, right, and he's really on that, like if he's really on that, not just like Philippians 4:13 in the Instagram bio. No, I'm talking about real deal, real spill. Somebody said, who do you miss the most? I miss my homegirls, y'all. I miss my homegirls, okay? I miss my homegirls like every single time. Like, and it's crazy when you grow up with folks, because I grew up with them since high school. It's crazy when you grow up with folks because it's like we're all growing up together. Like we have been through the phase where we didn't have anything to worry about but turning in an assignment. Now we have to do grown people things and set time limits to be together like grown people do. So I miss my homegirls. I miss my family, all of my family in Michigan, my family in Florida. I miss all of them. My family and any state my family is in, even if I haven't met my family member, I miss all y'all, because I'm so like, I don't know, like as you get older, like you just see the value of family that I didn't even see before. And I miss Ollie. What was that one pivotal moment in your life where you said, you know what? I'm not going to let depression keep me down. I'm going to live my life unapologetically. Okay. Was it a particular event or you just decided randomly? It's when I moved here. That's what changed. I stopped getting so depressed all the time. I sat in depression for a good 3 months, y'all. Honestly, it was a good 6 months. The first 3 months were the most horrible depression ever because I had just moved and I just didn't know anything about myself. And then the last amounts were like trickling amounts of depression of me just like realizing I had to let go of certain things, habits, all of that. So what really happened was just God. I know you're probably like, what? Yes, like I found God, and reading my Bible just taught me how things are not that deep. Like how your feelings will tell you a lie because you're just feeling emotions, and emotions are normal. And so when I was in that depressive episode, I didn't want to get up, but I figured like, what is this going to do for me? And then the people I was surrounded by encouraged me. I think a pivotal moment was somebody else told me, like, whenever you will face emotionally challenging things, you disappear and you fall off the face of earth and come back, and then it's the same thing over again. And I realized, you're right, I am in a continuous cycle. So that's what changed everything. And shout out to G. I don't know if he's watching this. So that made me look at things differently and made me get up literally the next day, like, let me journal. That's what started it, really. It was a long time coming, but now like this is the longest I've been without a depressive episode. I've been so worried about slipping back into depression, and for a minute I did, but it only lasted a week because I've mastered mind over matter. Like I feel that way, but just because I feel it doesn't mean it's true. Do you believe in God? How did you get so wise? What is your purpose here on earth if you have discovered it? Do I believe in God? Yes. Signed, sealed, and delivered. For sure. How did you get so wise? I think experience will bring you more wisdom, but will make your life a little harder when you realize certain things about people and it kind of hurts. The more you go through, and especially when it's like really bad, or even if it's really good, the wiser you get. That's the only way I could say. And as you grow up, you will become more self-aware. Unless you are like narcissistic or like you have a personality disorder, outside of all of that, you will become more self-aware of you. So I think everyone can be that. Everyone can be that. And there's certain things in people's way that keep them away from that. I think a lot of it was also me being by myself is why I'm so aware. Like, that's what I would say. I wouldn't say wise. I would definitely say aware, and more able to pinpoint why things are this, why things are that. What is your purpose here on earth if you have discovered it? I believe my purpose is to help others. And the things that you guys will see me do is only a part of the process. No matter how great it may seem, it will only be part of the process. What are some of your spiritual practices, if you have any, like tarot or angel numbers? I'm done with tarot. Well, I never really got into tarot cards, but I don't do angel numbers. When I see an angel number, I honestly think of God, because I have 555 tatted on me. And it was when I found out that I was moving to Atlanta, and I kept seeing 555 everywhere. But I feel like the fact that it's tatted on me, and every time I see it, because I don't be on my phone all day or nothing. So now when I see it, I think it's God like reminding me, like, you're where you need to be. You're where you need to be. Keep going. You know, that's what I think about when I think of that. As far as spiritual practices, read my Bible, I pray. I've been started going to church, y'all. Ha. I'm done with astrology too. Like, I don't read my horoscope. I deleted my apps. Just one with the Lord. And what is advice you give to women in their first year of college or high school? Stay focused. We got to focus. We got to stay focused. Like Dr. Umar said,
we must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
Don't let anybody bring you out of your body. Don't let anybody bring you out of your bag, out of your academics. Stay focused and find people who will keep you focused that you can still have fun with. You know, it doesn't have to be serious all the time, but find safe people that you can be around, that you can trust, and go from there and be yourself. That's number 2. Someone said, hello, what's up? I was wondering how you managed being in college, going to Howard next year, and I want to know what's up. Love your channel, by the way. Okay, Howard. First of all, congrats to you. Listen, congrats to you. Like, really congrats to you. I'm proud of you. How do I manage being in college? Prioritize. Make a list of 3 to 4 priorities in the order to which you prioritize them, which is what my dad had told me a long time ago. Make a list of 3 to 4 priorities. Whatever's number 1, you don't let 2, 3, or 4 get in the way of number 1. Whatever's number 2, you may let number 1 get in the way of number 2, but you don't let 3 or 4. If school is on number 1 or 2, you prioritize school. When you make your to-do list, you write the classwork that's due, the classwork that you need to do, and you, no matter what the heck else you do that day, you make sure the classwork is one of the first thing, second thing, or the third thing that you do that day. And you do it nice and early, get out the way so that you can focus on your passions and things that aren't as important. That's the biggest thing, is just prioritizing, you know? Every day I give myself, and I think I give myself 2 hours every day from Monday to Thursday on school. Anything that has to do with school, that's the 2 hours. Once the 2 hours are done, see you later. Because crashing out about school, still, mental health, here we go. Using a planner, actually using a planner. I make a list of all the assignments I have due every Sunday. And thank you so much for the compliment about my channel. Okay, boom. Hey, girly. How are you so consistent, especially with school and stuff? The result drives me now. Like, I don't want to live an inconsistent life. I don't want my life to look like the product of inconsistency. That's what really drives me. Praying for consistency. I've been praying for consistency for so long, and now I'm living in those prayers. So it's like, boom. My planner, planning my day the night before, knowing what my purpose is the next morning, watch my morning routines on my channel. Any tips on application? Looking at some HBCUs, if you know what I mean. Also, what is your major? My major is marketing. Congrats on choosing the college route. Any tips on applications? The Common App, I haven't applied for college in so long. But honestly, I didn't have a lot of volunteer opportunities on my application. I didn't have a lot of accomplishments on my application. I got into Clemson. I got into Georgia State. I got into like 24 colleges, y'all. Did not have, like, it was just bare academics. Like, I never got denied any college that I submitted an application to. So literally, don't worry. Don't stress yourself out, but still do well. Still keep that GPA up. On the off chance that you don't get into the college that you want to get into, there's a reason why you don't need to go to that college. And that's the end of it. Go where you're welcomed and make the best of it. Always apply. Don't be shy. And don't apply to 24 colleges, because then you have 24 choices. Apply to your top 5. Okay? Really? Apply to your top 3. But apply to your top 5. Just have 2 that's if all heck breaks loose that you go to that college. How do you cope with academic stress? Put that computer down, Buki. Put the computer down. That's all I'm going to tell you. I don't care how the F stress you are about no school, none of that. Put that computer down. Put the assignment away. If the assignment is due at 11:59 and your grade is bad, okay, maybe do the assignment. But even me, if I'm stressed about school, I'm going to lay down. And if it's an overall academic stress, like just school is just stressful in general for you, take a break. Take a break. If you need to take that semester off and you can't take that semester off, take that semester off, but make sure you're taking it off with the purpose to come back. Don't take it off, or you may realize you don't want to come back, but take some type of break. Even if it means spring break, you don't touch a lick of schoolwork. You're not worried about schoolwork. Don't worry about schoolwork. Or guess what you do? Monday through Thursday, schoolwork, 2 hours each day, or however much you need to suffice. Friday through Sunday, don't look at no schoolwork. A few questions. How do you make friends in a big school? Girl, your locks are on point. Besides putting on a bonnet, how do you protect the hair? Skincare, popular opinions. What are your fave shows? Love your channel, by the way. Okay, girl. You got a plethora of questions, I see. How do you make friends in a big school? I couldn't even tell you. I'm just finding out. Your locks are on point. Besides putting on a bonnet, how do I protect my hair? Grab some pantyhose or some tights, dance tights, pantyhose from Walmart. You can cut the legs or you can tie the legs up and put it on your hair every night. It'll help you wake up with less frizz. Skincare. My skin used to be very clear before I started birth control. So now I have like birth control acne most of the time. And what I do for that is just Mighty Patches, drying salve, sunscreen. Sunscreen. That made a big difference in my life is sunscreen. I have a self-care video and that is where I show all the things that I use on my face. If some of the stuff that I'm saying doesn't make sense, you can go visit that slat. What are my face shows? I'm on All American so bad. I'm on All American. I'm on Poker Face. That's on Peacock. Very great show. I definitely recommend, especially if you like Orange is the New Black. One of the girls who act on there is the main character of the show. So definitely tune into that. I'm trying to get back on Snowfall, but I don't remember how Snowfall ended and how that went. So I'm like, dang, maybe I should watch the whole series again. But girl, I don't got time to be watching TV all day, all night. So those three are the shows that I've been on real bad. How did you stop procrastinating? I prayed about it. A lot of it is the people I've been around. When I started hanging out with my dad and my bonus mom more, I started picking up on their ways, because if I told them something like that they needed to do, they always do it. They always stick to their word. That's what really instilled it in me. And so that example helped me. So I can't even tell you generally how to do it, but I also think I got so sick of always being last minute with stuff and always lacking because of how last minute I was. So I almost got sick of my ways too. And yeah, but really prayer just opened that up for me. What is the craziest thing that's happened to you? Oh my goodness. I remember one time when this car was following me on the road after I had got off work like a long time ago. I used to smoke. Y'all know what I was smoking. After work, like right after work in my car before I got home so that nobody knew that I was smoking. And it's like I got off of work and like I was driving and this car was following me. And I'm like, why is this car following me? Because I'm like, how are you? Like my windows were tinted. The only thing was the window on the sunroof was open. So you might have seen the smoke there and smelt it. Maybe he had his windows down, but he was following me everywhere. I knew he was following me because I turned in a certain place and I turned in and I just knew he was following me. That's it. Moved to another place to smoke. I know I should have just went home. Moved to another place to smoke and parked, and the car came across me like this and exited out and turned and did whatever. 3, 4, 5 minutes later, a police car pulls up. And I see the police car before the police car can even see that I'm in the car. And I duck below. Like, I literally duck below the wheel. And I'm scrunched up under the wheel, high as a kite. Scrunched up under the wheel. I'm calling my mom. I'm calling everybody. And I'm like, oh my gosh. At the time, my birth father was the only person that would answer. And I did not want to tell him. Like, I didn't want to tell him. So like I called him. I'm like, oh, like there's a cop near me. I was smoking weed. Can you please come? He came. Like, he told me to just drive. Like, I know I'm glossing over the story, but he just told me to drive. I was so scared. As crazy as I'm zooming past the story, I was so scared because I'm like, I knew you were following me. I knew you were probably trying to pick at me or whatever. And now here's the cop car. And what am I gonna do when I try to drive away? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get pulled over or something like that. And I got all this stuff I got no business having in my car, a pen in my car, all that. I had to throw all of that out the window, y'all. Not the scariest thing that's happened, but the scariest thing that I'm willing to admit that happened. But most of the scary things that happened to me had to do with other people. So that's why I don't really tell it. Tell us a person, juicy, yummy, crazy, ecstatic confession. I think you meant personal. Tell us a personal, juicy, yummy, crazy, ecstatic confession. I'm trying to think. A confession, I would say, confession. I got academic probation my first year of college. I came out of college on academic probation. Yes. Let's not talk about how I ended up having a 3.7 GPA, because that is not something that I would like to confess about. And I know I did not sell nothing. No, I did not do no craziness. But let's not talk about that. None of those credits counted. So I lost the whole year. One thing you regret, I would say... I won't say this is a regret. It is a regret. I wish I knew how to communicate sooner. And I wish I wasn't afraid to be vulnerable way sooner. Like, I wish I communicated well from the start. Years ago, because I feel like me communicating would have brought so much more peace to me and to the situation, and me being able to communicate effectively, not communicate as in yelling, but maturely communicate, so that even if somebody met me on 10, I could still meet them on 2 and still try to understand them, and I can still walk away from the situation knowing I put my best foot forward. What are some things you wish younger you avoided or waited on? I think sex, most definitely. Relationships, most definitely. Cutting certain folks off, I think I could have waited on that. What else? That's it. I think I should have waited on that. Just have been more patient with my feminine energy and just like expressing myself sexually. I should have waited. Should have waited on relationships, because I was so toxic that it was kind of like, it shaped me for how I would be those next few years. So yeah, that's what I really wish I would have waited on. How do you love yourself properly or stop seeking validation? Ooh, dang, yeah, this was a hard part for me. Delete your social media, because that is the one place where you won't think you're seeking validation, but then why are you posting? You know, if it's not for a business, it's not for helping others, why are you posting? And I think I had to get to a very low point in my life where I felt like I was ugly, to realize that I'm not ugly. It's just how I feel about myself. Like, if you feel like you're ugly, you're ugly. That's it. If you feel like you're ugly, you're ugly. And I'm sorry to say it, but if you generally look in the mirror and you feel like you're beautiful, you are beautiful. If you do well, treat others well, treat yourself well, you're a good human being, you are beautiful, and it shows. I stopped doing certain things that I knew I was doing to get attention and relied on who I was. And I started even attracting better people, like people who didn't see me for what I was wearing, you know. And that was just me personally. I would wear certain things just to get attention, and it's just like, it didn't do anything for me. I deleted my Instagram because I realized I was posting how I looked so that I could get the validation from other people from liking my story and stuff like that. And I feel like if I'm posting, it needs to have some purpose behind it besides she's pretty. Okay, she was pretty yesterday, now she's pretty today. Now I am like building something for myself outside of what I see in the mirror. Stop seeking validation as well from your friends. Stop seeking validation from your friends. It's okay to ask your friend who knows about business. It's okay to ask your friend who knows about fashion. But if you cannot make moves without people validating you for those moves, if you cannot post content and feel like I'm keeping this up no matter if I only get 2 likes, if you cannot do certain things without looking around to see who's watching, you will never win, because you will constantly be wondering what other people think about you. And there's somebody for you. There's an audience for you. There are people for you. There are people you're meant to be in their life. You just keep missing them because you're focused on those people that do not care if you freaking do well or do bad. You're focused on what they think. So you do you, because eventually somebody's going to F with that. Somebody's going to F with it. As long as you're doing you, you don't have to go looking. It will find you. So that's what got me too. What are some things you are thankful you did now looking back? Moving out of my mom's house, not going to Florida for this last December break, moving to Atlanta. I'm thankful for finding God. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for the situation I was born in. I was born in a really complicated situation, y'all, and I don't plan on telling that story, but I was born in a really complicated situation. I used to be mad at everybody involved, but it ultimately was the best thing that probably happened to me ever. Dang, it's a lot I'm thankful for, but that's all I'll say. Okay, we're getting to the bottom. Editing services. If you want me to edit your video, let me know. I don't really have editing services, but if y'all want an intro, if y'all want me to edit your videos, let me know and I'll give you a price. I'm not going to tax you. I might as well just put that out there. It's not something that I offer, but if you want basic editing, okay? Basic editing. Like a little bit of zoom in, captions and all that. Not too much, not you're floating around the screen like a fairy, nothing like that. But yeah, I would. So if you have any questions, of course, I'll put my Twitter on the screen again. Just contact me. I don't have any posts on my Twitter for real, only like 1 or 2, but still contact me on my Twitter. That's where you guys could reach me privately other than the comment section of YouTube. And I got an email in my bio as well if y'all want to email me. Do you have a kid? I don't know why you asked that. No, I do not have a kid. What do you think about The Weeknd's plastic surgery? I don't even know about The Weeknd. I don't know nothing about The Weeknd. Plastic surgery, plastic surgery. Favorite songs or playlist suggestions? I'll leave my Apple Music on the screen. Y'all should see like some of my playlists and stuff. I still have the music that I used to listen to on there, but it's old, but you may find some gems in there. So yeah. What happened to the giveaway? Yes, only one person entered the giveaway. And if you're the person who asked this question, just DM me on Twitter. You don't have to worry about all that ambassador stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'll just ship you the product. And I'm really, really sorry in it. Like, I'm really sorry that I didn't ghost you, but I was like, during the time, I just wanted to start something so I could feel something, like I could feel better about myself for starting something, but I wasn't ready at the time. And so I did tell you like, oh, we'll start at a later date. But I mean, at this point, it is the later date. So I understand. Definitely DM me if that was you who asked the question. It is bad. I didn't keep my word and that's on me. I'm really sorry. So definitely reach out to me. Are you going to do like gameplays anytime soon? Like Sims or something? My little brother had asked me. He said he wants me to do gaming videos. I don't know. I don't got no gaming system. I don't know how to do that. So I don't have any intentions on doing it. And then the last question is my favorite food. Dang, my favorite food. I love me some mac and cheese. As basic as that sounds, I love me some mac and cheese every time. I've been loving mac and cheese since I was little. It is the perfect meal. Thank you guys so much for this Q&A. I may do a Q&A every year or something like that. If you have any other questions, in the meantime, before I do another Q&A, definitely comment below this video. I will answer immediately. Of course, I will put my Twitter on the screen again, just so y'all can contact me if it's more of a personal question. And then my email is on my channel in the About section. So go ahead and click on that as well. And I thank you guys so much for just being consistent with me and allowing me to come back into this environment, because you know I had taken a break, and just still accepting me the same way and always giving me great advice and everything like that. So thank y'all so much. I'm so glad that I have y'all as subscribers. Yeah, thank y'all again. I will catch you on the next video, all right? Bye.